and welcome to another review from Colour with Claire. Today we're going to be having a look at Hanna Karlzon's latest book. This is Själsfränder? No, I know I've definitely not said that right. I've tried to pronounce it phonetically, which never ever works, but in English it means spirit animals. You might also find it called Soulmates in a couple of different countries. It just depends what it's been translated into, but spirit animals, soulmates, that's what it means. So it's exactly the same size, shape, format, feel, everything as Hanna's previous books. You've got the hardback cover, which we've come to know and expect from these kind of Swedish publications, very, very high quality. It's got gold foiling to the cover and to the spine, and also to the back as well. And it's a beautiful kind of very, very pale sky blue colour, which goes really, really nicely with all of the other pastel colours that Hanna's books come in. So it's going to sit really nicely on the shelf. It all matches up, and I love the publication of these books, the production quality. So we'll open it up, have a look at all the pages. Now, I received this morning and I loved it so much that I've already coloured a complete page ready for this review, because I just had to get stuck into it straight away. Same again with the paper. So if you have Hanna Karlzon's previous books or books from Maria Troll and the same publisher, the same quality stands for that. So very, very thick, kind of ivory off-white colour and quite a smooth texture, but there is a slight bit of tooth there, but I would say it is more on the smoother side. You can definitely use coloured pencils, as you'll see later on. So here is the nameplate page where you'll put your name or the name of whoever is colouring it. And we've got a couple of ladies here with a cat in the middle and what looks like a very decorative bug in the centre there. We've also got a little hummingbird type creature over here where we've got all of the boring bits. And then it's straight into the illustrations. So I'm going to take you through every single page as I always do. I'll try and keep my chattering to a minimum, which probably won't work, but I'll give it a go because I know not all of you want to listen to me going on about every page. But if that's the case, just mute it and put it on fast forward so you can see better and quicker. Okay, so first page, first full illustration, we have a lady on the left-hand side here, and we've got what looks like it could be really any kind of creature. It could be a dormouse, it could be a vole, it could be a mole. It kind of looks rodentish anyway, so let's just go with that. I'm sure you'll tell me in the comments what you think it is. But the whole point of this book, which makes it really different from Hanna's previous books, is that every single person or character will have their soulmate or their spirit animal facing them on the opposite page. So both pages can be coloured standalone, but they can also be incorporated together and really tie in the colours so that you know that this lady's spirit animal is this animal here. And that's how the book format goes throughout. So to be honest with you, it's really nice to have something a little bit different from Hanna. You all know that I love, love, love her illustration. She's an immensely talented lady, there is no doubt about that. But sometimes her books can feel a little bit samey. There's a lot of the same kind of leaves and the same flourishes and things, which I'm sure can be said for a lot of other books as well. But this book feels really, really different. It's the first time in, a few of Hanna's releases that this book feels different to the previous ones. So you can see here we've got a lady that's encircled into a frame, and we've got a swan. I'm guessing it's a swan. I guess it could just as easily be a goose, but let's say it's a swan. And you'll notice that each one sort of carries elements of each other within the picture. So she has got these swan feathers on this headdress here, and he has a crown because she's got her kind of jewellery and things like that. So they go really, really nicely together. It's a perfect pair. We've got here what looks like a witch or some sort of pagan illustration anyway, and she's got her broomstick, she's got things that you would expect to see in that kind of culture, that kind of, the wheat growing, the herbs and the moon and the sun, the pentagram here, I think it's called a pentagram. And I think a pentagram is 6, isn't it? Pent is 5. No, I think this is a pentagram. But anyway, she's a witch, and across from her you can see she's got all of her paraphernalia here. So she's got a couple of frogs. They'll be her spirit animals. She's got this beautiful candle that really is just melting wax absolutely everywhere. We've got potion bottles, and I love the kind of smoke that's coming out of this potion bottle, creating the look of a skull within it. We've got a mortar and pestle, and some bottles and some crystals, so I really like that page. I love all of them, to be honest. This is the first book of Hannah's which I can say that I love absolutely every illustration, and I would colour every single illustration. So you can see here we've got a lady facing forward. She is sporting a necklace made of crab's claws. So of course her spirit animal is the crab. This would look absolutely fantastic with maybe a little bit of a sea beachy background maybe. Totally up to you how you want to interpret it. So this one, you can see we've got a bit of a frame either side here. We've got the sun and the moon. So these are kind of like opposites. We've got one for the day and one for the night. So twins, day and night, yin and yang, and they both have their wolves with them as well. So here's the one that I've coloured, as you can see, just finished this today, started and finished today. This is kind of a robot lady, I guess you would say. I coloured her with Prismacolor pencils and a little bit of green Posca pen just to get the bits that I'd gone over in pencil and bring them out a bit brighter. But yeah, robot, avatar kind of creature, and so I decided to make the skin blue, as you can see, state the obvious, why don't you? And decided to do all of the metallics in silver and copper. So I came up with a copper colour palette for Prismacolors, which was terracotta, burnt ochre and goldenrod. So that if you want to try and do a bit of a coppery kind of metal, use those three colours. And then I used a whole range of the cool greys to do all of the silvers. As you can see, I've not coloured her spirit animal yet, but I will be doing, because I want this to be a double feature, and I will be taking the colours that I've used here across to the spider and colouring them in those colours as well. Not sure if I'm going to do a background yet, haven't decided, but I just really liked this illustration. It's so different to anything we've ever seen from Hannah. I just loved it straight away. And there's a few pictures like that in this book. Now you can see where I've been leaning really hard when I was colouring, and it's left a little bit of ink impression on the back pages. This can easily be erased with a rubber. You know, if you've got an eraser, just go over it with that and it'll easily be erased. I'll do that in a bit. Really, I should have remembered to put paper underneath to cushion it, but I never do. Hey ho. Anyway, so here we've got a bird lady. She's got a couple of birds with her there, and she's got her spirit animal bird there on the opposing page. It says not lost, but not gone, but lost. What? Hang on. Not lost, but gone before. Not sure if that's how you meant to say that, or if it's another way around. I don't know. But that's on the pendant anyway. Now this one is a double page spread, so it's one of the rare ones in the book that isn't actually separated. This is a whole page, and you can see this is like a barracuda or something. You know what I'm like with animals and geography and all that kind of everything really. And she's riding this fish throughout the lake or whatever it is. I don't think it's the ocean. It could be the shallows. I don't know. So here we've got a very regal, very royal looking queen type lady here on the right hand side. And here what looks to me like a ferret, possibly. Do ferrets have longer noses? I'm not sure. But he's protecting her crown jewels there. So again, just something really different. I love it. This lady, she looks kind of impish, a bit childlike, a bit younger than Hannah's ladies usually look. So she's got that kind of whimsical, sort of playful look about her. And again, her spirit animals are birds. These are different kinds of birds. Don't know whether this would be a hummingbird maybe. I guess you'll tell me. Here we've got a couple of reindeer, and again another couple of ladies, so twins, yin and yang. Again, depends how you want to colour it. You might want to do one in completely cool colours and one in warm colours. Totally up to you. You might just want to do a big winter scene that incorporates the two illustrations as a whole. This one is very decorative indeed, lots of kind of fleur-de-lis scrolling detail, and the dragonfly, which looks very reminiscent to a dragonfly that Hannah drew in Dag Dromar, her first book. Here we've got a lady magician. I think they're all called magicians, whether it's a female or a male, aren't they? I don't think it changes from gender, but we've got a magician here, and she's wearing her waistcoat, her necktie, her top hat. She's decorated in stars, she's wearing a suit, and you can see that her dove, or whatever bird you want this to be, is looking after her magic hat here with her wand. Really fun illustration. Again, just so different to anything I've seen in Hannah's books. This one is a mixture of a lady and an octopus, so it is a hybrid creature rather than having a woman and her spirit animal separately. And again, this follows on to 2 pages, so you can see we've got her hair, and in some places that turns into octopus tentacles. So again, another really good one for maybe using your neo colours on this big batch of background there, for maybe for doing an underwater scene. So we've got a lion here on a crest. You could colour that with all of your beautiful metallic pens and pencils. And again, the lady whose spirit animal that is, she is facing straight on, just like a lion, with a big mane of hair all around her and some decorative headpiece there. So this one's a little bit more in keeping with Hannah's kind of style that we know from her previous books. We've got another kind of princess on a throne here, and she's sat with her penguin guardians. And we have their house here, their castle. And you can see with the snowflakes and the general kind of look of it with the penguins that this is intended to be kind of a winter scene or a cool scene, which would be really nice to do in those very cool blues and purples. This one is a big mass of leaves and flowers, as you can see, and the lady is hiding, nestling in the brambles, and you can see these chameleons here are her spirit animals, and they're all kind of hiding together. She's being camouflaged as chameleons do, so I think that's a really fun idea, that one. Here, hang on, have I missed one? No, the paper's just really thick. Okay, so we've got a lady and a peacock. Again, she's made up of this huge peacock feather headdress, and you know, just I love how each page just ties together. It's just, I think this may well be my favourite Hannah book yet. We've got a bat here, so you could say she was a vampire lady. She's got her fangs sticking out there. She's got some really sharp kind of metal looking jewellery going on. She's got pearls and chains hanging down with incense and matches, and it kind of looks a little bit gothic-y, which, you know, I love. And there's her bat as the spirit animal. I think we've also got a talon here tied onto a string, so awesome, love it. This one I love because it's something different. It's a lady with glasses. She looks like a college student or something, a little bit younger. I really like the different illustrations, if I've not made that clear already. And I think that this is a lemur, because I have seen lemurs at the zoo, so pretty sure that's a lemur. I'm still probably wrong, but hey. And you can see she's got her striped scarf here as well, and her glasses kind of look like the circles around the lemur's eyes. So I love just the ideas that Hannah's come up with to tie the two in. Really creative. So here we've got, if you can see, because it's really sort of nestled in there, this lady is sat in a flower, so I'm guessing she's some kind of fairy, and she's looking up at all of her ladybug friends. So this is a ladybird spirit animal page. Again, beautiful one for a background on there, loads of big blooms to colour. So we've got the owl lady now, all of these gorgeous feathers just spreading out from her headdress. I love the feathers that are coming out from her eyelashes as well, really, really cool. And again, her owl on the opposite side. I really would be interested to know if you want to do these as standalone images or you want to tie them all in together for double page spreads. It will take longer, of course, but I think it will look amazing overall to tie them both in. This one, again, just love it. It's just all different ideas and new things that Hannah's come up with. We've got a lady here that looks like a warrior or a soldier or a knight, and she's got her horse here. It could be a jousting horse maybe, who knows. And his mane is plaited. He's wearing this sort of, what would you call that, like a brace on his head, a decorative brace. I'm not into equestrian things, so you probably know the name for that. I'm really no good at describing things, am I, to be honest? You know, but anyway, I love that. I love it. I love how they're both bowed facing each other. It's that kind of reverent bond that they've got. Here we've got another amazing, sort of different, interesting page. This is the Queen of Hearts and her white rabbit. So if you're a fan of Alice in Wonderland, I know that you're going to love colouring this. I love it. I love it all. Here we've got the snake lady, so not quite Medusa, but you know, you could colour her that way if you wanted. She's got a forked tongue by herself. She's got beautiful kind of snake eyes going on there as well. We've got the snakes coming out of her hair, holding on to some jewels, and the snake wrapped around her neck, of course. Loads more snakes here. So we've got some swallows here, which I believe they are, because I recognise the tattoo off the side of guys' necks when I'm watching prison dramas and stuff. I wish I was more, you know, educated, but I'm not. So the lady is looking at her 3 swallow friends. We've got beautiful roses and other kind of blooms around here. I don't know whether they're real flowers or whether they're something that Hannah's made up. Again, you've got your pearls and your decoration, your jewellery. So here we go for the cat lovers. We've got a big fat cat here on this side, and he's looking like he knows what's going on, but I think cats pretty much all look like that, don't they? They've got that look of they know what's happening, and you can't get anything past them. So you can see the lady here. She is lit by a lantern that she's carrying, so this would be an awesome night scene. Also, they both have candles coming out of their heads, which is a slight fire hazard. Don't try that at home, but I'm sure it'll make a beautiful picture when it's coloured. This one's awesome. I mean, I've seen Hannah do these kind of really radical, punkish looking characters before, but I really love this one. We've got the half-shaven head and the Mohican, and we've got the, are these leopard spots? Probably, maybe, I don't know. But they both share that leopard skin look. She's got a pin sticking out of her ear, a chain going to her nose. She's wearing these spikes, like metal spikes on a punky jacket. I think this might be the next one that I actually colour because I love it. I used to be a bit of a punk when I was a teenager, never quite lost it. So this one, we've got some mice or rats. They could be rats. They've got quite long tails actually and kind of long snouts, so I think they might be rats. And we've got what looks to be a male figure here, a long-haired male figure, and then a female on this side. And it's like they live in their own little town. We've got the buildings, the mushrooms growing everywhere. We've got door numbers even, so it looks like a little rat heaven there that they're all living in. And obviously they are smaller creatures than humans because they're sat on top of roofs and underneath mushrooms, so make of that what you will. Now, I love this lady. She's got a beautiful look about her. She's got scales coming down from her lower eyelashes. She's got shells and fish just ingratiated into her hair. Her hair is actually turning into waves in some areas, so it's a really good underwater scene, this one. Beautiful fish on the opposite page with gorgeous long tails coming out. So yeah, really nice underwater scene, this one. I just love how she's looking at you. A lot of Hannah's ladies just seem to look through the page at you, and it's just a testament to her talent, I think. Love this one again. Young, fresh, cheeky, playful. This could be the mice page or maybe even a hamster page. This looks more like a hamster. We've got Sweetie Jar here, what the hamster or mouse is trying to get into. Got quite a bushy tail going on, so it could be some different rodent that I don't know of, but let's call it a hamster for now. We've got sweets in her hair. She's got lollipops sticking out. This little hamster here is chewing on one of those candy necklaces that you used to get when you were a kid. Do you remember when you used to ping those back on your neck and absolutely kill yourself doing it? But it was always just so much fun. I remember my husband telling me, because he had a twin sister, he told me that he stole her candy necklace and broke it when they were kids, just, you know, by accident, and she was crying her eyes out, and he just always remembered that. She's passed away now, unfortunately, but it's just one of his memories of her, and I'll never forget that. Every time I see one of those candy necklaces, it always reminds me of that story. So yeah, loads of sweets, candy, really fun page, that one. We've got another lady here that looks really kind of off-putting. As soon as you look at her, it's like, whoa, because she's got that third eye going on in her forehead there. So we've got a three-eyed lady. She's got beautiful, big, dangly Pat Butcher earrings. If you know that reference, then you must be from the UK or an avid watcher of EastEnders on BBC America. So she's wearing kind of a tunic with chains and a choker over it, and it's like she's being held with a sort of a leash or something with the way that this choker is. And we've got lizards here, so they're her spirit animals is the lizard, and then just a flower which is actually growing out of the lizard's tail on the opposite page. So we've got a chicken or a hen or a rooster or a cockerel, whatever you want to call it, and she has the hen feathers coming out here. I really like how her top, it just sort of looks like the, I know that there's a name for this as well, the flappy bit on the top of the rooster's head. It looks like that, so nice to tie those in together. Pretty simple, there's not a lot going on that page. This one is incredible, and I can guarantee that I'm going to see this one coloured loads over Instagram and everywhere like that. We've got a dragon, we've got a two-eyed dragon actually. Well, it's probably a four-eyed dragon, but you can see two eyes anyway. And the flames coming out of his throat onto his beautiful lady here, his soulmate. She's also got dragon wings. She's holding a sword. And yeah, I can just imagine that the fantasy colourists will just go mad for this one. This one's another really fun one that I love. It's a pirate lady. So she has her soulmate, which is her parrot on her shoulder. We've got the skull and crossbones. We've got the eye patch, the headband, you know, very Jack Sparrow. And then on the facing page, we've got a Dreamcatcher-esque compass made of bones and feathers. Just another one that I absolutely adore. So this lady here, again, just sort of, you look at her and it just sort of takes you aback for a second because she's got flowers growing out of her mouth, which is kind of odd, but hey-ho. I think that her spirit animal are bumblebees, and it looks like they're getting their nectar from the crystal clusters at the centre of each flower here. She's got loads of tattoos. She's got bee wings coming out of her eyelashes. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. This one here, let's have a look. So Phoenix spell is written on this particular potion bottle here. We've got the goblet of fire, you might want to say, kind of maybe Harry Potter inspired page. We've got the phoenix. It looks like she's growing this phoenix back to life. So yeah, you could do that as a Harry Potter inspired page if you wanted to, I guess. Really, really beautiful. This one looks very, what's the time period I'm thinking of? Victorian, maybe? I don't know. But it looks like she's got a little pet dog here, which is just really sweet. He's got all this hair and fur growing from his ears, and she's got all this hair on top of her head. And they always say you do look like your pets, don't they? This one is a... Oh, it's another bird one. I think these are parakeets or budgies. So we've got a few here on this beautiful kind of jungle-esque exotic leaf set up here. So this looks like those leaves that you would get in the jungle, very large, and you know what I mean. You know what I mean. And not really much to say about her. I really like the details around the eyes. Again, she's got leaves growing from her eyelashes. I really like that. It kind of just ties everything in, makes you realise that these aren't humans. These are hybrids or fantastical or mythological creatures. This lady here is the butterfly lady. So you can see she's got the wings of the butterflies. Actually, these are butterflies sitting on top of her. I love, again, with the eyes, how she's got the butterflies, you know. I'll just do that. That's the universal sign for butterflies. Antlers. Antlers. Okay, and yeah, so flowers everywhere. You know, very Hanna Karlzon-esque flowers, and just a few dripping butterflies, kind of Ivy and the Inky Butterfly thing going on there on the opposite page. Another underwater one, we've got the seahorse lady. Again, beautifully decorated. Her hair is got this kind of flowing motion going on, so we know we're underwater. And yeah, another beautiful illustration. This is the one I was battling with to colour first with the robot. I chose obviously the robot in the end, but I was battling with this steampunk girl. Again, very different things we've seen from Hanna before. She has her bug on this side. I don't know if that's a specific type of bug or if it's just something that Hanna's made up, but it does have a lot of clockwork and cog elements to it. We've got leather buckles and braces, lots of metallic, lots of chains, cogs. Obviously you've got the goggle, which is very steampunk themed. I love how her leather top is kind of stitched in this way, looks very handmade, and I'll definitely be colouring that for sure. Another really interesting one is this kind of zodiac spread. So we've got the rams here, which I think is Aries, and we've got night or moonlight, and then we've got fire. So again, totally up to you how you colour it. Sun and moon. The headdress is sun and moon as well. So yeah, just depends really how you want to colour them. But I love that kind of idea of yin and yang. This is another one that I'm going to see absolutely everywhere because unicorns are the fashion at the moment, aren't they? You can see a beautiful unicorn here with a rainbow tying the two pages together. And the unicorn lady has this beautiful star thing in her hair. I absolutely adore that. I wonder if you can get it from the shop. A big kind of star hairband. I adore it. This one is the scorpion lady. So you can see we've got the scorpion with a beautiful diamond on the end of his tail. And you can see these lightning bolts, these snapping kind of images coming away from the scorpion's the scorpions, claws, grippers, I don't know. Oh my gosh, why does my brain always go into complete fart mode when I try and think of what I'm going to say? I really am quite eloquent, you know, just whenever I put the camera on, I just seem to go to mush. But anyway, I really do love this one as well. It's very simple. It's probably a good one to start on if you are kind of a bit daunted by the rest of the book. It's very simple and it probably will be quite quick to colour. So again, we've got another couple of cats here. We've got a cat lady again, nestled in the flowers, lots of jewellery adorning these cats. And that's it. This is the final illustration. The back page, it's just a little bit of a doodle there. It usually is on Hannah's back pages, just a bit of a doodle. And that is it. We've come to the end of the book. So what did you think? I absolutely love it. Isn't it so different to anything she's done before? I just think she's really pulled it out of the bag with this book. And it's definitely my favourite, I think I've got to say, because there's just every single page I can imagine it coloured and I can imagine how I would colour it. So I'm sure you all want to know where you can get your hands on this book, and I'll be leaving all of the links in the description so you can pop on over and get it. It will be released in the UK, I believe in August, with the spirit animals name to it. But if you want to get it now in the Swedish version, you can go to the links below and get it now. So thank you very much for watching and listening to me ramble on as usual. I hope you're not getting bored of me. I always worry about that. But thank you again for watching. Please leave a thumbs up on the video if you so wish, and do subscribe to the channel if you're new or if you haven't managed to get round to it already. Thank you so much for watching. I love reading your comments, so please leave me one, and I will see you soon on Colour with Claire.